Recording, is she rolling? All right. This is my 2006 Softail Deluxe Harley Davidson. I got this from a close friend of mine named Bryce. He's known me since I was about yay tall. It was about a year ago after I got hit by a car on Mother's Day and lost my last bike. We were putting in that side window, the big double one there, and Bryce was talking to me saying, "So you're going to get back on a bike?" I was like, "Probably." He's like, "Look, I can't ride anymore. When you get back into town, I want you to come into my garage and take a look at this thing." So this is what I took a look at, and you probably guessed it. I ended up taking it. It didn't look exactly like this. Bryce put the exhaust on. Bryce chose to keep the 88 twin cam cover on the air filter. And the Deluxe comes stock with just a bunch of chrome. But I've done a few things to it myself, so I'll give a quick breakdown. One of the first things I started with was throwing chrome levers on. It just had Harley aluminum for your brake and clutch lever. Another cool thing Bryce did was he put V-Rod mirrors on, so they sit a little lower, especially with the high bars. Bryce also put these bars on, so thank you, Bryce, for these. They're the perfect height for me. What I did add, the most recent thing I've done was tassels on the bars, because why not? I mean, nobody sees this, but when you add a little, everyone's going to see that, so might as well. Hand guards, I was used to riding with a batwing fairing, and I got a little tired of rocks hitting my hands, so that helps me through the winter. It helps my hands stay safe to play guitar. I recently fitted these 2020 Road King deflectors. They're not meant for this bike, and the ones that are meant for this bike look completely different, but I'm really happy with how they work. I'm happy with how they look. They stop my pant legs from riding up. They stop my girlfriend's pant legs from riding up. It helps everybody. These front forks, this is an interesting thing. I'll pull a photo up of how they looked when I bought the bike. They were just cast aluminum. And day 2 of owning it, my roommate took a DeWalt drill and polished just this little bit right here. And I was like, ah, shit, that looks nice. So the next day I took my wheel off and spent 9 hours polishing the legs so that they looked like chrome. I think that was one of the best things I ever did for the bike. I'm very happy with that. Now, one of the biggest things I've done to the front end here, can't really see it, is this little chin splitter. This is for an FXST. That's a Softail standard. But I put it on our belt grinder and shaved it so that the fender, when the shocks compress, the fender just misses it. And I think it changed the silhouette of the frame and the bike a lot. A cool little summer project I did was taking a rear brake lever off of a Harley touring bike, a CVO, and fitting it to the Deluxe, and then taking an OG brake pedal, powder coating it, and fitting it to that CVO brake lever. We got a powder coating rig at home, so it's really handy. At around 40,000 kilometers, I opened my cam case because the cam chain tensioners tend to go at around 40,000 kilometers on these bikes from like 2006 and before. And when I put it back together, naturally, I powder coated every bolt black. I did the same on my transmission and my primary on the other side. What else have I done? New rear floorboards. I like them. They're a little hefty. A vintage Corbin seat that was sitting around. Bryce had these really cool... hold on. How do I do this? Yeah. There we go. Bryce had these really cool Boss bags, which I just like the look of them. I think they fit the Deluxe and the Heritage style. Really sleek. I've never had leather bags on a motorcycle, so they come with their own perks and downfalls. Looks being the biggest perk, downfall being just to open it, there's 2 zippers and 2 buckles, But the great thing is when I want them off, they come right off, which is just freaking awesome. Which leads me to my next point. I put a old school Fat Boy solid dish wheel on the rear because why not? I spent 65 hours polishing it so that it wasn't just cast aluminum. Yeah, was that worth the time? Probably not. Did I do it? Yes. The one thing I didn't do, we're not gonna talk about this one too much. I didn't polish the rear rotor. So we're just not, it's covered by the bag, so we're just gonna stop looking at that now. That's a mañana thing, mañana, later. These are relatively, I don't want to say hard to find, but they're quite nice. This was a gift from my roommate. This is like a 2004 backrest, and this rack was handmade by a gentleman in Bellingham. He only made a few of those, so it's a different look from what you would normally see, but I love the way it looks. You can't see it from where this is being filmed, but I changed all the shifter levers and linkage on this side of the bike. What else? Chrome filler panel, because more chrome. And I'd say the last big thing that I did to the bike was put this big old thing on. A Deluxe comes stock with matching 16-inch wheels that are about 140 by 110. It's a pretty cumbersome, chunky looking wheel, and I love it. I love it. But I was looking for a different feel in my ride. I was looking for more of a hot rod kind of look. There's a long story to this wheel. We won't get into that today, but I'm very happy with it. This 3-spoke 21 with a 90/90 wheel on it. It's changed the ride and just made me love this bike even more. Yeah, no, it's been a dream. It's been good getting back on the bike and getting to know this one. So thank you, Bryce. Thank you. Okay.